WWE Creative has been my biggest nemesis for as long as I can remember. And over time I started to notice most people, or critics, which Triple H hates because the internet isn't real, but as recent as last week, you see them still throwing up footage of the fans at home watching, live streaming the reactions to highlights from the show. And they as a company will be sitting there flexing the amount of views it got on social media. Not to mention Triple H live on Twitter to the point when anytime a title changes, he's always got something smart to... Before I get too off topic, this has always been a thing between me and creative. With other people, I see them attacking superstar wrestlers. I'm getting superstar in my vocabulary because that shit's cringe. I see people attacking wrestlers like it's their fault in a lot of cases when it's not. Because creative, as I've always been saying and screaming from the mountaintops, that creative could have done something much better here that would help the person get over in a joint effort at least. I'll meet you in the middle. Because most fans will get finessed by the booking, whether it's in favor of the almost did it again. Whether it's in favor of a wrestler or against them. But when a fan can see through that, that's when Triple H want to sit there and get mad. Going on interviews talking about, you know, this gonna sound offensive, but
I wish I could tell people off being a critic. Be a fan.
Yeah, how about be good at creative and the rest will fall in place? That's probably a good place to start. Because I have a theory, and this probably goes way back. WWE must think that we're just the biggest haters that are hating for no reason, just to hate. Until the Bloodline story came up, and it got basically universal praise. I'm pretty sure that caught them so off guard, to the point where they just decided to milk it for all that was worth. But now we're on the other side of that, in 2025, with nothing to carry the weekly television to the same degree. Imagine making bad entertainment on purpose because you want to micromanage who the fans like and who they're not supposed to like. That's what it feels like is happening at sometimes, and Triple H has shown us that he will pick the inferior storylines, when it comes to some situations at least where there's a clear better option, which begs the question why? Is he just booking based off of favorites, even though they sit there and preach story this, storyline that? Storytelling. Tell me a story in the ring. Some occurrences of this, even in recent, have just been like straight up unfathomable, which is why I cannot wait till this summer. I don't watch LFG, I don't watch Evolve, or any of these other Netflix behind the scenes or whatever, but this summer, best believe I'm gonna be watching WWE Unreal, because this one is where we get to step inside the writer's room. Son, I'm finally gonna get my answers. You don't understand, I need to see who was in there. Ooh, I can't wait to see 10 Michael Hayeses. It'll explain the booking for half the roster. Probably gonna see a bunch of old men that are older than the old men that are active on the roster, trying to book for new generation talent of different cultures. I don't know why Triple H want to expose the business so much, but I'm legitimately hyped for this one. I saw somebody post a theory on Twitter, I don't know how much truth this is, but they basically said they're doing it because if WWE acknowledges that they're fully dramatized or whatever, that they'll be eligible for like Emmys and Oscars and stuff like that. Good luck. I can't believe they actually want us to sit here and never criticize the product. We're supposed to feel bad for Triple H. Our opinions are invalid because we watch from home. Hey, but these guys in the audience, these are the real fans, and their opinion is absolute. They're correct every single time. Wait, what? What's happening? The live audience is beginning to boo Cody Rhodes. This goes against everything I've ever believed in life. He's a babyface. This has got to be some kind of mistake. I mean, the live audience, they're absolute. No, today's different. Not today. Vegas, I banish you to the IWC. People with that logic don't even believe in their own argument, but somehow it's like their favorite thing to say. The IWC opinion doesn't matter. They're the minority. What do you mean they? You're sitting here typing right now. And then there's the tribalists. Every time an AEW talent ends up signing with WWE and makes their debut, crowd want to talk about Tony fumbled. As if Triple H isn't fumbling people as we speak. Meanwhile, we got Nick Khan on record recently, literally saying that they don't sign talent just to bench them. But while we're on topic, let's talk about how WWE will basically disrespect the talent that are essentially easier to work with. There's a term that you might have heard where people, or talent I guess in this case, are referred to as good soldiers. WWE can just throw them shit and they'll just suck it up and just go with it, with assumingly zero pushback I guess. But ever notice that these talents are the ones that almost never get theirs. They're just sitting there waiting. But these are talents that are recognized by the fans even to be good talents, but just aren't being given the opportunity within the company. And they just stay being booked as trash. Dolph Ziggler was one of these. Current Finn Balor is one of these. He keep losing. Bayley when they had her on her losing streak. It came out that Nakamura was a good talent to work with back when he was constantly losing to the point where nobody take him serious anymore. So then they decided to reward him, I hear, with that US title run, which was complete trash. And then recently again, the way how they pulled Bayley from the match just to swap her out for Becky Lynch. Like the disrespect is crazy. You're gonna pull Bayley from the match just to swap her out for Becky Lynch so that her and Lyra can win the tag titles to lose it the next night on Raw. What is going on? That must have been an audible after the heat you got, because somebody asked Triple H at the press conference afterwards, why did Bayley get pulled, I guess? And then apparently the quote from Triple H is, oh, don't worry, Bayley will be just fine. She's a true pro. Which basically translates to, she'll continue to eat my shit. They would never in their life dream of booking Becky or Charlotte to have the kind of losing streak they put Bayley through. And that's not even good creative if you're trying to have the horsewomen be a part of history, no matter who you think the best and worst is in the group. But speaking of women's history, let's talk about these mid-card titles for a second. Damn, did we get off to a bad start or what? You had one title booked more serious than the other, and gave it to somebody that you weren't going to be able to tell a more fitting story with it, considering the situation of the belt's existence, or genesis. And then you got the other title that was booked as a joke title. The Secret Hervis? The Secret Hervis. They sacrificed Isla Dawn for this, in a landscape where tag teams are needed. And I'm going back now. This is it. Forever the first two in history. Lyra Valkyria and Chelsea Green. At the time of this video, Zelina Vega just took the title off Chelsea. Zelina would have been a better pick for the first champion anyway, but she's got a different set of problems. Let's start off with that entrance music. That new entrance music. It does not hit hard enough. It sounds like background music. It sounds like Michael Cole is supposed to be speaking over it to inform you of some kind of upcoming event. I didn't even like her music before this one. So I'm sitting here 0-2 right now. I don't know if she had one before that I can remember. But honestly, she looks best coming out to LWO music. But other than that, Zelina's pretty well rounded. I think the mid-card titles are a good division for her at the moment. I think the only thing she needs is a little bit of a character change, because right now her character seems to be, I like anime and cosplay and cyberpunk. So if they can figure that out and get her some new music, then I guess Triple H can go ahead and release the behind the scenes footage of him directing her how to do her own entrance. Shit.
Here is your winner, and still Internet's Wrestling Continental Champion, Thunder!
That level of teamwork on display from their corner got the win tonight. And if they can maintain it, they've got big things ahead.